Hello, this is EJK. This VOD today is going to be between leenock versus Innovation, but more specifically on how Innovation uses a single tank-evac drop to determine and roughly control the outcome of the game against leenock. I paused the game here because this is when leenock first attempts to scout Innovation's base. Innovation does a very good job throughout the entire game denying information of leenock. So, Reaper expand, hatch first, leenock went for speed, he's not going for an all-in or anything. Very standard play. And leenock already has 4 queens out on the map, so there's no way he's going to all-in. If he was going to all-in, he would use only 2 to 3 queens tops. But investing in the 4th queen means he's going for the creep spread, he's going for more defensive play. So the first overlord at the start of the video was pushed back, and we see on the minimap that there are 3 overlords in position. However, leenock isn't deciding to sack any of them. What this overlord sees here is the 3rd command center going down, though, so leenock, even though he didn't sack an overlord, he does get an important piece of information telling him that Innovation isn't going for a 2-base all-in because of the fast 3rd CC. Innovation going for the tank drop here. Now he goes towards the main natural area and he sees 2 queens, and now he's going to float over the creep. There's no way that Mutalisk could be out or anything that can catch the tank evac right now. And he sees 2 more queens towards the front of the base getting ready to spread creep. So this tank evac drop is roughly scouting out everything that leenock is doing before taking any damage. And now Innovation is swinging around towards the soft underbelly of leenock's base, and he positions the tank very well so that it's just at the edge of these minerals, and it takes extra time for the queens to get close to start shooting the medevac, allowing Innovation to get those extra shots off before the queens drive him away. And so far he's been met with just queens, and I don't even think a handful of lings have even attempted to bother the tank. Just the, I believe, 5 queens or 5 queens that are out on the map. So Innovation has identified at this point and confirmed it that leenock is going for this double Evo Spire based play with queens and lings for defense. Another reason why leenock doesn't have the Baneling nest very fast is because he is relying on all of those queens to get a very high drone count out and to not have to utilize his gas early on to defend any early game pushes. Now Innovation decides to park his Seek tank at the watchtower. This is important for 2 reasons, because 1, it stops the creep from spreading. There's nothing that leenock can do really to push back this tank evac until the Mutalisks are out, which will not be for some time. Another reason why it's important is because it controls the area of the map where Innovation is about to push. So as soon as Stim finishes, Innovation decides to push with 2 tank evacs and a handful of stimmed Marines, and he hits this very critical timing because of all the information he's been able to deny from leenock, and in part because of how leenock opened with that heavy queen count. Oh, they just showed the units tab. 5 queens. And we can see it reflected in the creep spread how many active tumors leenock has. On the tab here, the units tab, only 22 lings, so he really wasn't expecting this kind of push to hit so fast. On a map like Alrena, Innovation is simply utilizing the fast rush distance in between the bases to hit a timing as fast as possible. And more importantly, he's covering up where and when he's going to attack as well, denying the scouting information and denying the scouting movement of his army moving out as well. leenock only now sees at this creep tumor that Innovation is moving out, and it's not enough time to really do anything. He probably would have been able to hold this push off on a different map where he could have bought time for an extra round of lings to clean this up. The battle was fairly close, But Innovation takes a good siege tank positioning, he stims his Marines, and he gets into a very ideal position. He wanted to get past the choke point to be able to take this spot and not get stuck at the choke, essentially. And he's pretty much able to take the game from here. Pretty much solely from the tank drop and being able to both scout what leenock is doing and identify his build, which was mass queens and lings, and to also deny information about Innovation's own build, which was going for the 3cc and then doing this tank push. Well, not necessarily denying the build information because he saw the third base, but denying the army movement scout out. Innovation had leenock had no idea that Innovation had moved out until he was basically across the map.